The Quran and the Islamic faith have a lot of prophecies, and according to Muslims, some of those prophecies have been fulfilled already, and others are still yet to come true. Now in this episode of FTD Facts, we're taking a look at 10 surprising prophecies in Islam that have not come true yet. So guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Leroy Kenton, and this is a channel where you get to learn about the different countries, cultures, and people from around our world. Now we're diving into the world of Islam once again, so definitely make sure you watch this episode all the way until the end, because I have a lot of info that I cover in this video. It's a great day to be learning, you know. It's a little bit rainy and cloudy outside. I know I rely a lot on the natural light coming in, so the lighting may be a little bit off. But either way, sun is shining on the inside. It's a beautiful time. So I'm here to bring some sunshine, a little bit more sunshine in your day. And I also have 10 surprising prophecies in Islam to share with you. So let's just jump into it. Enough chit chat. Let's kick things off with number 10. We have the appearance of the Mahdi. Now, in simplest terms, the Mahdi is Islam's Messiah or Savior. Now, the Mahdi will rise up to launch a massive social transformation in the world in order to restore and modify all things under divine guidance. So yeah, similar to other Abrahamic religions, Jews who are waiting for the Messiah, Christians who are waiting for the second coming of Jesus, and Muslims are waiting for both the Mahdi and Jesus. Number 9, there will be moral decay. Now, according to Muslims, yes, a lot of this is happening, but there's gonna come a time where this is gonna be on another level that has never reached before. So the moral conditions at that time will be at an all-time low. In the Islamic Hadith, it says, "From among the potents of the hour are the following. Religious knowledge will be taken away by the death of religious learned men. Religious ignorance will prevail. Drinking of alcoholic drinks will be very common. There will be prevalence of open illegal sexual intercourse." And that's found in the Al-Muslim, volume 4, pages 1503 to 1504. Then next up, this is a pretty big one. At number 8, we have Mecca being attacked and the Kaaba being destroyed. Now, one of the last signs of the day of resurrection in Islam is the destruction of the Kaaba. And the Kaaba will actually be destroyed by Zul Suwa Katayn, and he will be from Abyssinia, aka Ethiopia, and will destroy the Kaaba in order to steal its treasure and Kiswa, which is the cover of the Kaaba. And the destruction of the Kaaba is actually prophesied to happen after no faithful Muslim remains on the earth. Now, I talked about this briefly when I mentioned the return of the Mahdi, but it's also prophesied that, yes, Jesus will descend from heaven. So Muslims believe that Isa, aka Jesus, did not die on the cross, but that Allah raised him up to heaven, and that he's going to return one day to defeat the dajjal, which is likened to the Antichrist. So according to the Hadith, Jesus is in the second heaven, and the Prophet Muhammad in this Hadith mentioned this, and I quote, "During the Mi'raj, which is the ascension, I met Isa on the second heaven. I found him of medium stature, reddish white. His body was so clean and clear that it appeared as though he had performed ghusl, which is an ablution cleansing of the entire body." Now, in another hadith, the Prophet Muhammad mentioned this: "Allah will send Messiah in Maryam," which is the Messiah, son of Mary. "Thus he will descend near the white eastern minaret of Damascus, clad in 2 yellow sheets, leaning on the shoulders of 2 angels." So we talked about the prophecies of the Mahdi and the Messiah, Isa or Jesus in Islam. Of course, we got to talk about the false Messiah now. So coming up at number 6, we have the false Messiah, Al-Dajjal, or the deceiver, aka the false Messiah / Antichrist in the Islamic faith. And he's a false messianic figure who will come forth before the end of time after a reign of 40 days or 40 years, and he will be totally destroyed by Jesus or the Mahdi or both of them. It just depends on which interpretation of the prophecy that you look at according to various Islamic views. But bottom line, this Dajjal or false Messiah is coming, and he's going to be destroyed. And then after that, the world will submit to God. And Dajjal, by the way, he's a bad brother. He's going to be performing miracles and deceive a whole lot of people. He's gonna make it appear like he's raising people from the dead. So he's gonna be really convincing, and at this time, it's gonna be such a time of deception that, like, if you're not on your A game, you're gonna be deceived. This guy's gonna be the master deceiver. We talked a lot about 5 prophecies that haven't been fulfilled in Islam yet. We got 5 more to go. But before we get into those, just a reminder, if you're enjoying this episode so far, be sure to leave a like on this video. Leaving a thumbs up really does help. It helps actually a lot more people see the video. And if it's your first time here to the channel, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you'll be notified of our daily episodes. That's right, we post videos daily, so come back every single day. This is pretty much like the new generation of class. It's one of the best ways to learn when you're in self-isolation. Talk about a lot on this channel, so I don't want you to miss any videos. So now moving on to number 5, we have the prophecy of Yajuj and Majuj, aka Gog and Magog. So now this is recorded in the Quran in the following verse. But when Yajuj and Majuj are let loose and they rush headlong down every hill. So just to talk a little bit more about Yajuj and Majuj, what's going on here anyways? Well, they're located in a land that's hidden from our sight, and the exact location of where they are is unknown. But though there are many interpretations that do exist, none of these, however, can be said to be 100% absolute. But they, the people of Yajuj and Majuj, are human beings, and according to a narration or a hadith, they are the offspring of Japheth, the son of Noah. These guys are so bad, like they can literally drink up a lake so fast, like all the water in the lake, and they just want to destroy people. Like they will destroy any living thing in their path. I ain't trying to see them let loose. No. I'm staying in self-isolation if that's the case. But anyways, guys, moving on to number 4, we have a huge black cloud of smoke that's going to cover the entire earth. So in the Quran, it says, "So be on the watch for a day when heaven shall bring a manifest smoke covering the people. This is a painful chastisement." And that's found in Surah 44, verses 10 and 11. And then the Prophet Muhammad also said, "The hour will not rise until you have seen 10 signs, the rising of the sun from the west and the smoke the beast." And actually, let me just pause the quote right there, because there's a difference of opinion regarding whether or not the smoke mentioned in this verse in the Quran refers to the smoke that was foretold as one of the signs of the final hour. It's mentioned that the smoke will cover the earth for a period of 40 days, which will affect both believers and disbelievers. Now, the believers will be affected as if they're suffering from a common cold or something, whereas the non-believers will suffer in a much more harsher way. But let's now move on to the prophecy of the beast of the earth. Now, the beast was also mentioned in the Quran in the following verse. "We shall bring forth for them out of the earth a beast that shall speak unto them." And you can find that in Surah 27, verses 82. Now, there's differences of opinion amongst scholars regarding the details of the beast, but they are as follows. So the first is the appearance. So some scholars have held to the belief that the beast is a she-camel of the prophet Salih, and others stated that it's an animal that is a hybrid of many different animals, and others even say that this is actually a human being. Now, the next point is the place of emergence. Some scholars state that the beast will emerge from Mecca. Others say that it's going to emerge from the desert and then disappear, then emerge from a village and then disappear, and then finally from the Masjid al-Haram in Mecca. Now, there's another opinion that states that this beast will emerge from Ta'if. Then the next difference is its speech. So the beast will address the people with the words of Allah, saying, "Mankind did not believe our signs," and that's in the Quran, Surah 7, verses 82, while other scholars quote Ibn Abbas that speaking refers to the action of the beast in differentiating the disbelievers from the believers. And then the final difference is the role that the beast is going to have. So the beast will be tasked to differentiate the believers from the disbelievers, and Abu Huraira narrates that the Prophet Muhammad said this: "The beast of the earth will emerge and have with it the staff of Moses and the ring of Solomon. Now, it will use these to mark off the disbelievers from the believers." But one thing scholars can agree on is that the beast is coming. Next up, prophecy number 2, we have the sun will rise from the west. So we know the sun rises in the east. Well, not that it rises in the east, but like in the eastern direction, or what we call east anyways. that's where the sun comes up, and over in the direction of the west, that's where the sun sets. But in Islam, it is prophesied that the sun will rise from the west instead of rising from the east in the end times before the day of judgment. Now, both the Quran and the Hadith, they talk about this phenomenon, and the occurrence of this phenomenon is considered in Islam as one of the major signs that indicate that the day of judgment is close. Specifically, the Quran says, "No good will it do to a person to believe then, if he believed not before, nor earned good by performing deeds of righteousness through his faith." And that's found in Surah 6 verses 158. And this verse is believed to be referring to the rising of the sun from the west, according to popular opinion of Muslim scholars. It is also believed that the Prophet Muhammad said that becoming a believer will be of no benefit after the sun rises from the west. And finally, the last prophecy to mention in this episode is the second blow of the trumpet that's gonna sound. The Prophet Muhammad, he is believed to have said that one who will blow the trumpet has been ready to do this since Allah created him. And in a quote, the Messenger of Allah said, "The gaze of the one who will blow the trumpet has been fixed since he was entrusted with it, looking towards the throne, ready to blow it in case he will be commanded to do so before he blinks, as if his eyes are two shining stars." Now, the majority of the Muslim scholars share the view that the trumpet will be blown twice. Now, on the first trumpet, all creatures will pretty much just pass out, and the second trumpet is a time of resurrection, and this is based on the verse in which the Quran says, "And the trumpet will be blown, and all who are in the heavens and all who are on the earth will swoon away, except him who Allah wills. Then it will be blown a second time, and behold, they will be standing, looking on, waiting." And you can find that in the Quran, Surah 39, verses 68. And just like that, we've come to the end of this episode. That was 10 surprising prophecies in Islam that have not come true yet. Be sure to sound off in the comment section down below. Join in on the conversation. Let me hear your thoughts and comments about anything that I shared in this video. Also, if you have any future FTD Facts episodes that you want to see, leave your requests down below as well. Alright guys, so I'm going to get out of here. Be sure to follow me on social media. Those links are below in the video description section, and I'll leave you with a recommended episode at this end screen. If you enjoyed this one, definitely don't want to miss this one, alright? Alright guys, it's been awesome hanging out with you and learning with you here in another episode, and I'll see you next time from Self-Isolation Headquarters, aka my bedroom.